I'm Bill Kovar, trading specialist with Valmark Financial Group. Today, I'm here with Micah Bogue, as he's one of our students in our internship program here at Valmark. And today, we're going to be talking about a day in the life of an investment operations intern, specifically what a day in the life for Micah looks like. So Micah, what are you currently studying in college and what major are you pursuing?
Hey, Bill. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.
Super good to talk to you. Yeah, so I'm currently a student at the University of Akron, double majoring in financial planning and financial management.
All right. Well, what made you choose those goals or careers?
I knew I always wanted to do something in business. In high school, I thought either marketing or finance. I originally started as a finance and marketing major and liked my finance classes more. So I doubled down on that and decided to go with planning and management.
Okay. Well, then taking that and rolling it into Valmark, what made you choose Valmark specifically?
Yeah, so as a freshman in college, I heard really great things about Valmark's culture and their values. It was highly recommended when I was in high school. My high school CBCA had a lot of connections with Valmark, with our CEO, Larry Ribka, and our president, Caleb Callahan. So I knew those guys' names. I knew that they were great guys. And so I knew that Valmark had a great culture. So I applied as a freshman, and they took a chance on me, and I started off in new business. And yeah, so it was very, very great place. I knew that'd be a great place to start my career off at.
Cool. Glad to hear. Glad to hear that. So prior is, starting your career, any prior work experience that you had coming to Valmark?
Not much. I worked at Amazon.
Okay.
My freshman year right out of high school into my freshman year of college, I worked at Amazon for a year. So not much finance experience there. I worked at a couple of summer camps in high school. So those would really be my only jobs before starting off at Valmark.
Oh, well, it's certainly, valuable experience.
Yeah, I thought so, for sure.
So before starting the internship program, you talked about how you were introduced to it, but, what were you looking to gain from this whole, experience? Because obviously you haven't really, if I can jump ahead, you've turned it into more than just a short-term endeavor. So.
Yeah. I just really was looking for base level knowledge of the industry. I didn't know anything about finance. I'd never taken a finance class when I started. So I was just hoping to get as much information as I could about being a financial planner, being in financial management, any base level knowledge of the industry is all I was looking for when I started.
All right. So going back to your internship,
Yeah.
What was your onboarding and training experience? What has it been like so far?
When I first onboarded, it was a lot of information at once. Considering I hadn't taken a finance class or anything at that point, I was only taking gen eds and stuff like that. So it was a lot at first, but luckily I had all my managers were very patient with me, very willing to teach me. And after a couple months, things really started to make sense. And I was definitely got a feel for the company, my role. This is back when I worked in new business. So yeah, I definitely got a feel after a couple months of what our company did, how we made money, and our different system and processes. So
sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to that because actually right now you're our trading intern.
Yeah.
And you said that you started out in new business. What other areas have you focused on? Since you've been here.
Yeah. So basically, I worked in new business and controls up until February this year, and then I switched over to trading. So new business was a lot of paperwork for onboarding clients. A lot of aspect on our mailing, a lot of audits on our paperwork, make sure everything went out and stuff like that. And then recently, in February, I transitioned to trading, which is much more cleaning up data for you and John, so that you guys can focus on making trades on time and make sure everything is in order. So yeah.
Definitely. We appreciate it because there's a lot of projects in there that John, myself, even others, we can't really get to in a day-to-day basis. So I think that kind of alludes to one of the questions of what you're doing on, on the day-to-day. And it's certainly more hands-on, working with, big dollars, figures, information, and not to say that it's any more important, than new business, the accounts that are, that come aboard. So, but it's anything that you found helped in new business, prepared you for being in this trading intern role now?
Yeah. A lot of my job in new business was to clean up data and do audits every day to make sure that we're giving our member offices clean and concise data that they can trust. So a lot of that is translated to my trading role, which is every day I do checks between our system, make sure that our data is lined up with in each of our systems. I make sure that like all of our accounts doesn't exceed like a certain amount of like with the excess cash report. We built that out to make sure like our accounts don't exceed a certain amount of cash and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fact checking, a lot of making sure like our data is clean and reliable so that you, John, can use it and know that it's like trustworthy data.
Yeah, you definitely put together some good formulas and spreadsheets and compiling data. And, just a few months into it, that even certainly helped with our annual rebalance, which we did in May. So just in a few short months, I mean, you jumped right in. So.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
All right. So, after, looking ahead now down the road, what do you hope to make of, this internship opportunity?
Yeah. So right now I feel like Valmark's giving me the opportunity to be ahead of a lot of my classmates, ahead and with a lot of industry knowledge. I feel like I've been learning a lot of information that would people would learn probably at a baseline job when they would start out of college with a degree. So I'm just hoping to progress those skills, obviously get licensed so I can be more involved in the trading, like make trades like you and John would. So just like continuing to learn, continuing to stay ahead, continuing to progress my education and get licensed in all the places I need to be.
Well, it definitely sounds like you're on the right path.
Yeah, I think so.
So cool. Glad to hear it. Also, not just hear it, but also see it in motion too. So, so of all the stuff that we do at Valmark, Valmark it's a great place to work for.
Yeah.
All of the different, data activities that we have, we do some various activities and fun things. Any of those that stand out that you particularly enjoy?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of things. Every year we've done a intern golf outing, which I love, even though I suck at golf. It's a lot of fun to hang out with the executive and the senior management team, and they'll take all the interns out golfing, which is a blast. We participate in the corporate challenge, which is basically Valmark, and we compete against other companies in the Fairlawn Akron area, which is a lot of fun.
Which events did you take part in?
Yeah, so I'm part of the reigning kickball championship team,
Nice.
which is which is a lot of fun. And then we also do lots of outings. We go to baseball games, we go to Cavs games. It's a lot of fun. The cornhole tournaments that we have every year is just a blast. So Valmark does a really good job of making like fun networking events to be able to hang out with team members that you wouldn't usually see on your day-to-day role. So it's been a blast.
Absolutely. So just bridging off of that, what would you say your favorite food truck has been so far?
Oh, the Pab's ice cream truck.
Okay.
That counts.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite. Big fan of that.
Cool. And actually, I'm going to build off something that you said. Getting to associate or network with some of our employees that we don't see on a day-to-day basis. Probably about 3, maybe 4 years ago, we were having a food truck, and I was talking to Dennis DeMalja here and letting him know that I was going to a Buffalo Bills game. And he's like, "You can park in my driveway." I'm like, "But you live here." He goes, No, you can park at my mom's house where I grew up. So
That's
we
awesome.
wound up parking at his house, walked less than a mile over the game, got free parking.
Oh, that's perfect.
It just worked out really great. But it's just like one of those small little things that just from an opportunity to chat with a coworker while we're waiting outside for a food truck.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
It's just I always remember that. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So have you had the opportunity to network with other interns here, just like including like with that work-life balance? Anything that comes to mind that you can share?
Yeah, I think our intern coordinator Cass does a great job. Getting all the interns in one place, like at least once a month. We do a lot of intern outings, intern lunches. So I've been able to talk to interns in all the departments of Valmark, see what their lives are like, see what their job functions are. I've actually had the opportunity to shadow other interns also to see like if I would be interested in working in their field. So I think Valmark does a great job of like, if I'm interested in a different department, they'll set up a day for me to shadow them. So that's ultimately how I got my trading internship is through a series of shadowing different departments and different aspects of Valmark to see where I'd be interested in working. And they gave me the opportunity to work in trading, and they knew that's where I would be excited to work at, and it's been a great opportunity.
Cool. And I think you touched a little bit on this earlier, but just want to open that up is, talking about your, interns, your peers, in college, how are they with their internships? Anything that you hear feedback from them, how they're, internships are going compared to this?
Yeah, a lot of my friends have different internships. Some are great, but some are very like mundane, like intern work. Just like they don't feel like they're getting the same value that I feel like I've been getting, which is a lot of work that is very like developmental in my career. A lot of my friends who I've talked to aren't getting that type of experience and have actually like asked me to like refer them to work here because
nice.
Akron has a good relationship with Valmark, and a lot of the Akron students know that this is a great place to work.
Right. And I think this is even comes from Larry and Caleb, or probably both, is that an internship here at Valmark isn't just, hey, go make copies.
Yeah, right.
Go run down to the place and get go get us coffee or anything like that. It is hands-on, and like as you said earlier, it's experience that some people, are getting, 2-3 years after college when they start that first, corporate job, and you're getting that now 2-3 years into college. So that's great.
Yeah.
So next, let me take a look at the next question here. So I think you've kind of already answered is, would you recommend the Valmark internship program?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely would. I've referred a few friends. I have one friend who's been working here for a year who I referred. I have a friend who's in the process of applying right now. So it's like, I would definitely recommend Valmark. Is a very great experience for people in college who are looking to get a gauge of what the financial world might look like. So I would definitely recommend it for sure.
Perfect. Anything else that you want to add or build upon that we've talked about earlier?
I would just wrap up by saying now I would relay again that Valmark has been very good to the interns here, and they definitely take care of interns' career goals and their desires of where they want to work. So yeah, I got nothing but great things to say for the opportunities that Valmark has given me, and for the 2 years that I've worked here, I have no complaints or only good things to say. So,
Wonderful. Well, that wraps everything up. Micah, thank you for your time today. I certainly enjoyed hearing this, honest feedback from what you shared with us.
Awesome. Thanks for sitting down with me, Bill.
Cool. Thank you.